empathy, our goal is to see the world through our eyes of the users. So to uncover the real problems that matter to them. Okay, let us see what is empathy design. So what is empathy? Empathy is the first step of design thinking. It helps us to move beyond the assumption of gaining real and human-centered insights. Think of it this way. Before we are designing a product or services or a solution, we must first understand what people we are designing for. For example, if we are designing a public transport system, empathy helps us to understand how commuters actually feel, and maybe so empathy helps us to understand how a commuter feels. Maybe they are stressed because of bus often or late, or maybe parents worry about the children's safety while traveling. So let us see about why empathy plays a crucial role. So why empathy is so important. Let us see in detail. Okay. So because it helps us to uncover hidden problems that the people do not always express directly, and also to avoid a false assumption about what user actually needs, and to create an emotional connectivity or human-centered solution. So empathy also fosters collaboration between the designers and the community, ensuring that solutions are built within the people and not just for them. So let us see the methods of investigation community concern. So there are 4 basic methods for investing the community conservation, that is observation, interview, surveys, workshops, and empathy map. So here observation is that we observe the people in real-time environment like a market, schools, or bus stops, and by watching the behaviors and interaction, we see the things user may not tell us directly, and notifying the frustration at the crowd bus stops tells us a lot about the need for better understanding. And interviews are something that one-to-one interviews, we engage in open and meaningful conversation. The questions may be, can you describe the daily commute, and what are the challenges do you face, and how do you delay the affect your day? And this helps them to reveal their emotions and pain points and unspoken frustration. And the third thing is survey. So survey helps us to collect a quantitative data from a large group of people, and they help to identify the patterns. For example, 80% responders says the buses are unreliable, and we know that it's a major issues that to be addressed. And the last thing is workshop. Workshops or town hall meetings allows community to come together and voice concern or a brainstorming solution collectively. And this builds the ownership and ensures the solution resonates with the people involved. And the last thing is empathy mapping. So empathy mapping is, once we collect all the data, the empathy maps helps us to organize what actually people say, things, do and feel. For example, they say the bus is always late, and do is keep checking their phones for updation, and think is it will be late again, and feel frustrated and anxious. So this visualization helps us to connect emotionally and identify the deeper causes. And next, let us see about the empathy through observation. So the empathy through observation is to immerse yourself in the community environment and to observe their habit and interactions. So spend time in the area where the community gathers, such as parks, public and transportation, and schools and market. Suppose you are investigating issues related to public transportation in the neighborhood, by spending the time at the bus stop and observing the passengers, so that you might notice that many people seem frustrated for long waits or crowded bus. Next, let us see about through the interviews. We are conducting interviews from the community and focus on listening more than talking and asking questions. That helps us to understand the root cause of the concerns. And next is survey. Survey is gathering a quantitative information from large portion of the community, so that we can able to easily identify their problems. Next, through workshops, we directly engage the community in problem identification and collaborative solution design. So that hosting a workshops on improving the transportation, and local officials and transit workers participate in this discussion, where they collectively brainstorm the potential solutions So that they are introducing a real-time bus tracking app to increase the bus frequency during rush hours. And next is empathy map. So by collecting these all the data, with the help of empathy map we can usually identify what they say and what they do and what they think and what they feel to find a better solutions. So next, simulating the challenges. Simulating the challenges is sometimes the best way to empathize. It's to an experience the challenge yourself. That is, we are studying about the bus commuters. Take a bus during the rush hours, feel the delays, the crowd and the stress, and first-hand experience build a genuine empathy and a stronger connection to the problem. Next is synthesize insight into the problem statement. Is finally we transform our insight into the action of the problem statement using how might we frame. That is, how might we framework is something that how might we improve the reliability of public transport so that they can reach on time, and also how might we reduce the stress associated with the delay. So the final conclusion of this topic is that empathy is not just a step, it is the heart of the design thinking. It bridges the gap between the observation and innovation and ensures that every solution we create is meaningful, inclusive and truly human-centered. So you can work on the design project. Remember that don't start with ideas, start with people. I hope you all enjoyed the session.